So in terms of what I think generally people need to know about climate change and sustainable finance is that there's multiple players with very key roles. So you see governments and regulators as a group who create the frameworks in which people operate. You see the companies that have the jobs and create the productivity for the country. You have investors who provide the financial contributions and are looking for a rate of return or for their members, whether it's pensions or insurance. And there's also the average citizen who needs to know the impact of their decisions. And I think everyone needs to get up to speed on the impacts of their decision making. And we need to bring these groups to work together at the right time. And I think that is the only way actually you're going to bring sustainable finance into the mainstream. The interim report listed some key foundational items. So clarity on policy is absolutely certain. It is a big risk that we talk about in any investment committee. The clarity on fiduciary duty. We heard from many people that there's not clarity on whether ESG is created, and the lingo and the acronyms have caused a lot of confusion. A supportive ecosystem. Many investors have small shops, a few people, and they reach out to this broader ecosystem of auditors and accountants and lawyers and advisors, and we need to strengthen that core as well. And so we need many of these things to come together, and I think that is a journey that many have started, but we need to bolster to really advance the financial community. I think we have to stop saying who leads, and we have to just figure out how we work together. Everyone has a role. It is about bringing the right people together at the right time, and really talking about how we can incentivize the actions that we need. And if people can get together and think about their role and how it works with their partner's role, I think we will make big strides. Looking at retrofits, how do we encourage retrofits, not just from tax incentives, but from green mortgages where you can get a lower rate, how we make people aware of when they buy their home, what is their risk to flooding and what is their risk in the western part of the country to fires. How can they make that educated decision? How can they easily make decisions around what retrofits they have in their home? How can they finance this? This could be something that impacts a lot of Canadians across the country. I think the narrative of what we're trying to do is really important. I think getting people to understand the change and the impact that needs to happen in the time frame, it's not something that we can wait on. It's actually something that we need to start today. I think is something that everyone needs to really appreciate. We have extreme weather events happening today. We need to start putting the dollars into making the changes that we need. And for Canada, importantly, Canada is relatively a small economy. This is our chance to influence and to design the framework that we want for Canada versus just being defined by the enormity of the events that are happening globally on that will influence the demand for our products. So I think this is a real chance for Canada to decide and design their future.